Yo, what is up, guys? Ethan here, back with another video. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about why week 2 is probably going to be the best week of college football this upcoming season. Few things before I get into this. Number one, I didn't do my draft grades video because I didn't have enough time. And when I did have time, I thought it was just going to be too late, so I didn't end up doing it. Number two, this is how my new thumbnails are going to look, and I did new channel art, so I hope you guys enjoy all of that. And if you're a college football YouTuber, this is a dead time for you now. This is usually the dead time, but now, like, due to the coronavirus, it's just even more like nothing's going on. So, I'm doing this. But, I really haven't did like a weird video like this in a while, as it's just been predictions, NFL drafts. So this channel is mainly focused for college football. So now I'm trying to lure you guys back in. Also, should I start my season predictions video earlier this year? If I'm not mistaken, I did like 20 or 30 teams on what I thought their records are gonna be. Should I start earlier this year? Last year I started around mid to late June. Right now it's May 2nd as I'm recording this and probably going to be uploading. So, should I start earlier this year? I can probably do way more teams as well. So, that's all I have to say. And now let's get into why week 2 is going to be probably most likely the best week of college football this upcoming season. And the reason why week 2 is going to be so good is because of the games. And I ranked these. These are my top 10 games upcoming on week 2. That's projected. There's no exact times and TV stations. Maybe an upcoming video is going to be about TV stations though. But top 10 games. I ranked these based off of how I think the team will perform. Just the top of my head, not looking into the records or anything quite yet. And also how significant I think it would be towards these teams' end result at the end of the season. Number 10 is Memphis at Purdue, and yes, I know Memphis. Okay, you just lost your head coach, as he's at Florida State now. I forget his name, but Memphis is still always a great team. I personally think Memphis is just going to be as good as last year. As last year, they made the Cotton Bowl versus Penn State and still made them fight for like what Penn State did. Even though it was a high-scoring game, Memphis only lost by like 10, which is really impressive versus Penn State. Memphis, even though it's a head coach change, I really don't think Memphis is going to take only a slight step down. And Purdue, they were bad last year. I know. But Purdue, they had tons of injury issues last year. Their best player on the team, Rondale Moore, got hurt last year. As you know from last year, I'm a big Rondale Moore fan. Now he's my second favorite receiver. Actually, in the next few videos, I'll be talking about my favorite players upcoming this college football season. And also Purdue's QB got hurt. So Purdue, they're going to be coming out here saying, okay, we got injuries last year. Even though we lost Bryson Hopkins, Marcus Bailey, we're still out here looking like a great team. And Memphis, they're still going to be good. Number 9 is Michigan State versus at BYU. I'm not a big Michigan State guy. I'm not sure how good they're going to be, as Mike D'Antoni. No, that's the Rocket. I don't even know what I'm talking. I forget his name. It's not Tom Izzo, but the other dude. But Mel Tucker is now the head coach for Michigan State, and this is probably going to be his first big performance. And then BYU, probably a very slept-on team this upcoming year, and I'm a really big fan. So I think this is a game that's definitely going to remind me of Michigan State at Arizona State from 2 years ago. This is going to be a really important game for Michigan State and BYU. At 8 is Kentucky at Florida. This is one of the only 2 conference games. The rest are non-conference. But Kentucky, I personally think they're going to be a really good team next year. Probably going to be a 7-5, 8-4 type year for them. And Personally, I think Kentucky is definitely getting slept on, even if Lynn Bowden is gone. And Florida, I'm not high on them as most people say they are, but geez, they're going to be really good next year. Like, easily top 15, most likely top 10. I've seen websites saying, okay, they're gonna go into the playoff. I'm not sure how that I feel about that, but they're gonna be really good next year. And even though I think Florida would be a heavy favorite in this game, don't be surprised if Kentucky goes down in Gainesville and upsets them. Number 7 is Iowa State at Iowa, and the classic Iowa rivalry. Iowa State, this is their third year with Brock Purdy. I do think he's a little overrated, but Iowa State is always going to be a team in the Big 12 getting that 6, 7, 8 win year every single year. My bad. I was just talking about Iowa, because Iowa, even though they just lose talent every year, they just replenish it back. You lost 5-star AJ Epineza and your starting quarterback Nate Stanley. But Iowa, they always seem to bounce back, and on a consistent basis, they're always a 7-5, 8-4 team. So I think this is going to be a really good game. And now the 6th game. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Tennessee at Oklahoma. Tennessee just got a 5-star linebacker. And Tennessee, I personally think they're coming back to reality. Oklahoma, I know they just lost CeeDee Lamb. Their second best wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe first, just towards ACL. He's going to be out for the year. Or Achilles, I forget. And you're going to have a brand new quarterback in Spencer Rattler as your QB. And Tennessee's on the rise. And even though I think Oklahoma is not going to be as good as last year, they're still going to be a great team. And this is going to be a really great matchup. Number 5 is Louisville at Clemson. And now, even though Louisville did lose a tad of talent, they probably have a top 10 receiver and easily the best slot receiver in the nation in Tutu Atwell. And he's going to be a beast. Louisville, very underrated. They went 2-10 2 years ago, and this last season they were 7-5. Almost. Well, in the first half they looked good. They almost beat Notre Dame in the first half. This team's gonna be really good. And then Clemson, we already know Clemson. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Justin Ross, Xavier Thomas, everybody else. This Clemson team will be great once again. This is the second and last conference game, but Louisville, they're on the rise. Clemson, they're always at the top. Great game. 4th, and 4, 3, and 2 can easily be a flip-flop. This is just in my personal opinion. 4 is Penn State at Virginia Tech. Penn State is another team I'm high on. Micah Parsons. This is most likely his last year before he goes to the NFL. One of my favorite players is Micah Parsons. Sean Clifford's good. Even though I think KJ Hamler should have stayed for another year. Your wide receiver core is pretty underrated. You have one of the top tight ends in the nation in Frymath, or however you say his last name. Underrated defense in my opinion. And Virginia Tech, even though you just lost Bud Foster, that defense is still underrated. And personally, I think if this was at Penn State, I think Penn State would probably win easy. But since it's in Blackwood, man, Virginia Tech, I personally think, can easily win this game. Number 3 is our only neutral site game, as it's North Carolina versus Auburn. It could be, actually, no, that's week 1, my bad. But, North Carolina, another team that I'm really high on in the ACC. And besides Clemson, that 2 spot it's going to be up for battle between North Carolina, Louisville, Miami, Florida State, and maybe even Georgia Tech and Syracuse. Who knows? But North Carolina is on the rise. Daz Newsome is a great wide receiver. And then Auburn. You just lost Derek Brown, Noah Igbihani, or however you say his last name. I'm not good with names. But your defense definitely lost talent. And then you also lost Marlon Davidson and Nick Coe. But Auburn's defense, is not going to look the same. But that offense is going to be electric with Bo Nix back for his second year. Seth Edwards, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be good. This is just going to be a thriller to watch. Number 2 is Texas at LSU. LSU, they're not as good as last year. Joe Burrow had one of the best seasons of all time, college football history. He's in the NFL, but you have the best wide receiver in the nation in Jamar Chase. You have the best corner in the league in Derek Stingley Jr. Even though you lost talent, you still got a lot of key pieces on that team. And Texas, this is Sam Ehlinger's last year, and he's about to come out with a bang. I don't think Texas is back. I do think they're going to be like a 7-8 win team this year, but I think it's not LSU. We saw what the game was last year in Austin. Very close game. And number 1, oh man, this is going to be such a fun game. Ohio State at Oregon. And I'm going to be doing a scheduling video upcoming in the next few weeks. They need to fix scheduling. If this Ohio State at Oregon game is not a primetime game on Fox or an ABC primetime game, something is just really idiotic with the committee. This needs to be a primetime game. Ohio State, probably the second or third best team in the league this upcoming year besides Clemson and Alabama. Ohio State is going to be legit. And it's at Oregon, in Eugene. Oregon, probably one of the most, I'm not going to say underrated, but they, in my personal opinion, have a top 10, top 15 defense in the nation. Kayvon Thibodeau, freshman last year, he's going to be a big key player. Javon Holland is also another name. And then you also look at the offense, returning CJ Verdell. And then, even though Justin Herbert's gone, I just forget the QB's name. Well, you have a QB battle up there, so this is going to be a thriller to watch. And if game day is not at one of these top 10 games, something is wrong. So this, just with the games alone, makes week 2 most likely going to be the best week in college football this upcoming season. In the comment section below, what game do you think will be the best, and what game are you guys looking forward to? I'm an Oregon-Penn State fan, so I'm looking forward toward both of those games. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, and like always, have a good day. Peace out.